Hi, friends. Let's talk about how my brain works different a little. And I'm going to tell you, welcome to my story time, about how I learned why the show Deadliest Catch is called that and why I thought what it was. And it's fun. We're going to have a good time. But before we get to that, I want you to look down here. And if you click the link in the description, you will be getting $130 off your first order of Good Chop. Good Chop is a meat service. It's a delivery service, obviously. It's monthly. You can skip the money back guarantees, but the coolest thing about Good Chop is they are dedicated to independent farms, ranches, fisheries, committed to only working with suppliers who handle all of their meat with compassionate and responsible care, right? I did a live story time about how when I first introduced this promotion on this channel and on Facebook, about how it was a little story time about a Facebook conversation I had with someone years and years and years ago about when my dad would raise quail and go hunting and bring home venison. How my dad thought it was really important for us to harvest our own meat and everything, and how there's no antibiotics, there wasn't any preservatives. The only thing that those animals ate were what we gave them, and they had amazing lives. Okay. They had amazing lives. They were loved, and we took care of them, and then they took care of us, and that's sort of life. It is what it is. That's how I was raised. But nobody's judging anyone. If you are a vegetarian, cool. Do what you want. You're by your choice. But anyways, that's what I like about this company. It really is. I mean, even if you go to the website, click the link, it'll take you to the website. It's tree/VB, Jamie VB, Good Chop. And just look into it. It's pretty cool. And it seems a lot cheaper than going to the grocery store nowadays because everything is just so expensive. I mean, if we want to do a video of the systematic dismantling of the middle class, we can. Why? It's a huge problem. But you know what? It's not really my thing. It's not really my business. I am here to give you a little endorphin rush with the ridiculousness that goes on in my head sometimes. I didn't realize that this is so fun. But click the link. It's going to be in the description. It's going to be up on, when this goes on Facebook, it'll be up on the thing. And you can get $130 off your first order. Jamie VB. Good job. So this is what happened. You know the show Deadliest Catch with the crabs, okay? Well, first thing you need to know is that if you are new here, first of all, welcome. You're beautiful and amazing. But you should know that I have had hypersomnia and narcolepsy for probably it started like around 2016 because I was diagnosed with fibro in 2011. So about 9 years. And I've also been very busy, and I've also had a very weird life. What makes it weirder is that I hardly leave the house. How's my life been so bizarre? I don't know. But play the hand we're dealt, right? Okay. So I don't watch a lot of TV at all. I'm like one of those people who has a couple YouTube channels and a couple shows that I really, really love. And I've seen them all like 1,000 times. And it's something that's very soothing for me, probably because of the isolation that chronic illness does bring along with it. when you have familiar voices, regardless of whether, I mean, your brain has made a connection with these voices that you hear, especially if you watch, like, I like comedies. I'm jolly. So my brain is going to, after enough years, whatever, of just having these voices in the background that have been entertaining to me and brought me joy, eventually those voices become soothing. It's very cool. Neurology is so cool. And if you're new, we're gonna talk about that a lot too, forever. Because we have our brains forever. Okay, anyways. So I don't watch a whole bunch of TV, and I don't watch movies hardly ever. We went to, the first time I had been to a theater was 2 years ago with the guys. I don't remember. I don't even remember what we saw. I liked it, but I don't remember what it was. Before that, the last time I had been to a theater was to take Mona to see Inside Out in the theater. And that was like 9 years before that. So, narcolepsy is weird. Can't just be falling out all over town. Anyways, so just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. I have only seen like maybe 5 or 10 minutes collectively of that show, The Deadliest Catch. And I remember it looking very wet and cold, frigid, and very Blair Witchy, which oh my God, you guys remember that movie when it came out? And halfway through, the whole theater was like, oh my God, just find the witch already. Jeez, like, stop. Oh, wait, were they hunting for the witch or was witch hunting them? I don't remember. It's probably too nauseous. I don't know. You remember. If you're 40, you remember. Also, I feel like the ending sucked of that. I should watch that movie. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. No. But I remember thinking they're on the boat, like, oh my goodness, this is nauseating. I wasn't super I mean, what they were doing looked like very difficult. Nothing but I I knew they were catching crabs. I watched enough of it to know they were catching crabs somewhere super cold. And that was all I needed to know. I thought that was all I needed to know about that show. Well, I was having a conversation with one of the guys here. And I don't even remember how it came up. Somehow the conversation went from the movie Armageddon to people who work on oil rigs, make a lot of money, but sometimes they also the really dangerous job. It's just a super dangerous job. And then he said, yeah, like Deadliest Catch. And I was like, well, yeah, except that's not the people. He was like, what? And I was like, what do you mean? That's not the people. That's not why it's called that. And he goes, Jamie, that's exactly why it's called that, because people die on that show. And I was like, no. No. I was like, Jason. I said, I'm pretty sure, I have thought this forever. I'm pretty sure the reason it's called that is because, all right, think about it like this. When they go out fishing and bring back like 20 fish, or when my dad would go bring back a couple deer, that is a deadly catch. I mean, at least for the fish and the deer, I was like, Jason, they're bringing back thousands of these crabs. I was like, that's the deadliest catch. What's a deadlier catch? He goes, he looked at me. This dude looked at me like, why are you so country? And he goes, nobody else on the planet thinks that it's called that for that reason. And I said, what are you talking about? I said, people are dying on that show. I was like, yeah, a lot of people have. And I was like, are you serious? So they still kept making it. And he was like, yeah. And I thought, man, humans are weird. And then I Googled it and he was totally right. I believe it. This isn't like the igloo thing. I'm never going to believe that fireplace is in the igloo. Never. I know how ice works. Okay. Don't start with me. Go check out my igloo playlist. Anyways, he's totally right. That's messed up. There are characters in these shows, which actually kind of brings me back to what I was talking to you guys about earlier in the very beginning of this video. It makes me feel like people are watching that show just to see if someone eats it. And you know what? I kind of feel like that's why a lot of people watch NASCAR too, which freaks me out. Humans are so weird. Not everyone who watched NASCAR, but like, you know, there's a good portion of y'all are just watching to see who wrecks, which is weird. I'm almost done. I know. I love you. Luna says hi. All right. Well, the dogs are getting worked up. But so I don't even know if that show is still on, but that's nuts. And well, it really is the deadliest catch. I mean, if you put my perspective and the truth together, other than war. Thank you guys so much for watching. Always. I appreciate you. I appreciate being able to speak. I appreciate being able to exist. I'm grateful for every single one of you. And I love sharing my silly moments with you. And I will prove to you that life can be fun, even when it kind of sucks a little. We'll stay grateful for all of our blessings, for bringing us peace, and every single one of our challenges for bringing us strength, as they are both equally important in life. Also, don't forget, click the link, go check out Good Chop, and get $130 off, you guys. $130 off your first order. That makes that meat so much more cheap, definitely more cheaper than whatever you get in the grocery store. And you know it's coming from responsible farming. It also is preservative and antibiotic free, which is so important. They're getting antsy. I gotta go give them some love. Thank you guys, as always, for watching.